Today I'm going to introduce to you the concept of determining the distance between two notes, what we call intervals in music. If you're just starting out with learning to play piano by ear, then I recommend that you check out my previous video in this mini-series, which basically covers the concept of determining whether a note is higher or lower than another. If you're already feeling confident about that concept, then you are ready to begin learning about intervals. Let's get into it. Notes can be close together, far apart, or anywhere in between. We're going to use numbers to describe these different distances. For example, when I play C and E on the piano, this interval is called a third. And so how do I know this? I simply count it like this. 1, 2, 3. So the distance between these two notes is a third. Makes sense, right? It'll be the same concept with this next example. Let's find the distance between C and G. Remember to count the notes, not the steps in between. So we'll start from C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from C to G, it'll be a fifth, because the distance is 5. To make sure you understand the concept, what do you think this interval is? If you guessed a second, you are correct, because the distance between these two notes is 2. 1, 2. Cool. Interestingly, intervals can actually give off different emotions, and you can use these emotions to tell them apart. So a second sounds kind of tense, like the notes are clashing into each other. Feels like they're sort of rubbing against one another. A third feels happy, bright, resolved perhaps, and a fifth sounds open and stable. If you feel like this is a bit too abstract for you, no worries. You can also use song association to help you remember these intervals. So for example, row, row, row your boat contains a second. Have yourself a merry little Christmas contains a third. And twinkle, twinkle, little star contains a fifth. So all sorts of songs have different intervals, and these are just the ones that I've thought of that can help you remember these intervals. So remember, row, row, row your boat, row, row, row your boat has a second. Have yourself has a third, and twinkle, twinkle has a fifth. Now that you have a solid understanding of some basic intervals, let's see if you can tell them apart just by listening. Round 1. Ask yourself whether these notes are so close together or far apart. Is it tense or resolved? And this interval is a second. Here are the notes that I played. Round 2. Play it again. Take a moment to think about it. And this is a fifth. Check it out. Round 3. Think about it for a second. And this is a third. Here's the reveal. Now Now I'm going to make this a little harder by moving where I play these intervals on the piano. Pay close attention to the distance between these notes because it will still either be a second, a third, or a fifth. Check in with yourself on how the intervals make you feel, or you can also use these song associations to determine the interval. All right, round 4. Can you hear it? And this is a fifth. Check it out. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. All right, round 5. Take a moment. And this is a second. Here are the notes. Round 6. Take a moment. And the answer is a fifth. Great job listening today, and don't worry if you missed any of those intervals. It really just takes time and experience for your ears and brain to familiarize themselves with each of these distances. And as you continue to develop your listening abilities, soon you'll be able to determine fourths, sixths, octaves, and all sorts of intervals that we didn't cover today. If you're still up for the challenge and you're on track to play piano by ear, then the next step is tracking melodies in music, which I'll cover in the next video of this mini-series. Again, fantastic job listening today, and I will catch you in the next one.